What is up, Cowboy Nation? It is Dallas Fan 1997 here, and today I'm going to do the pregame video of when my Dallas Cowboys take on the Houston Texans at 11 o'clock Mountain Time, my time, probably 12 o'clock Central, 1 o'clock Eastern Time at AT&T Stadium. This is a big game. Now, the Texans, they haven't been great this season. They're 1-10-1. I mean, bottom line is they have the worst record in the NFL. The Cowboys, we've been doing pretty well lately, but don't underestimate the Texans is my advice I want to give to all Cowboys fans is do not underestimate the Texans. I know they are 1-10-1, but don't underestimate them. Don't go easy on them. Definitely be prepared. So, what are the keys to the game? Well, the keys to the game are pretty much the keys to the game that I name every single week, but I'm going to list them anyways. On offense, number one word, or number one phrase, I should say. Sorry. Goodness gracious. Number one phrase, run the football. The Texans have one of the worst defenses against the run in the entire NFL. The Cowboys, we have run the ball effectively basically in every game we've played in this year. And the Texans have one of the worst run defenses in the league. My advice, run the football. Use the good offensive line we have. Use Ezekiel Elliott. Use Tony Pollard. Run the football against the Houston Texans. That is the first key. Number two, minimize the penalties. We can't be having a lot of penalties. I know I say that every year. We've done a little bit better job this season than we did last year, but we still get a lot of penalties. Now, last game against the Colts, we did a good job of minimizing the penalties. Probably the best I've seen all season in terms of minimizing the penalties. Continue that trend. We can't be getting false starts, holding, all that stuff. Got to minimize the penalties. The other thing, turnovers. This is key, Cowboy Nation. Dak Prescott has kind of had an up and down year, not going to lie. Now, overall, statistically, he hasn't been terrible. He has 13 touchdowns, 7 picks in 7 games. He has, I think, close to 2,000. I think he's close to 2,000 yards, if I'm not mistaken. 7.4 yards per pass attempt, 96 rating. But the one thing that Dak Prescott has struggled with all season is turnovers. He has 7 interceptions in 7 games. That is not good, Cowboy Nation. Dak has got to minimize the turnovers. He's got to do a little bit better job of protecting the football. We can't be turning the ball over against the Texans. We have to protect the football. Anyways, those are the keys on offense. Defense, this is where it gets interesting. The Houston Texans, while they don't have the greatest offense, they can actually run the football. They have a running back named Dameon Pierce. The Dallas Cowboys, we've been a little bit better against the run here in recent weeks, but we're still a little bit weak against the run, especially when they're running inside the box. Teams are running inside the box. We have got to shut down Dameon Pierce. We have got to shut him down. Now, he's more of a outside the edge runner. We've done a little bit better job with that than we have in the middle, but the bottom line is we have to shut down Dameon Pierce. If we can shut down Dameon Pierce, I like the chances. I like our chances. When it comes to pass rush, Davis Mills is back and he's starting. We have got to put pressure on Davis Mills, make him uncomfortable, get sacks, get pressures, force him into bad throws. We've got to put pressure on Davis Mills. The offensive line of the Texans isn't that great. We have a good pass rush. We have got to get pressure on David Mills and get some sacks. The other thing, just like the offense, minimize the penalties. We can't be giving the Texans free yards from pass interference, offsides, roughing the passer, neutral zone encroachment, neutral zone infraction. We can't not be doing it. We cannot be doing it, Cowboy Nation. We've got to minimize the penalties. The other thing we must do, we have to get turnovers. If we can get turnovers like we did in the last quarter against the Texans and before the not against the Texans, against the Colts last week and before the end of the half, I like our chances. So the keys overall to the game are on offense, minimize the penalties, run the football, and minimize the turnovers. Keys on defense: shut down the running game, shut down Damon Pierce, put pressure on Davis Mills, minimize penalties, and get some turnovers. Cowboy Nation, if we can do those things, we should be favored. If we can do those things I just mentioned, like we have been most of the season, we should be favored. That's all I'm going to say. Anyways, I'll come to you guys after the game. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.